Today we're going to work on Chapter 2, Section 6, and you're going to notice a lot of it is the setup. You need to determine what side of the equation your variables are going to be and what side of the equation are your numbers going to be. We are still working on solving for various variables and also order of operations, so please keep that in mind. All right. Let's go ahead and let's look at the first equation, and we are going to write down the original like we always do. So n plus 3n plus 2 equals 8 minus 2n. All right, first thing we're going to do is combine like terms. So you're going to notice we got an n and a 3n, so that gives us 4n plus 2 equals 8 minus 2n. And it kind of depends on what you want to do on this equation. I would say, look at your variables first. So I'm going to add 2n to each side. 4n plus 2n are 6n. And then the 2n and minus 2n, they cancel. I need the 6n by itself, and so I want to get rid of my 2. Because it's a plus, I subtract it, which is the opposite, so 6n equals 6. Notice that my n's are on one side, my variables, and my numbers are on the other. That's key. Now what we're going to do is we're going to divide both sides by the number in front of the n. So n equals 1. You're going to notice that there is no negative n in the equation, so I do not need to put negative n, but if you choose to do so, that is just fine. So let's go ahead and do our check. I'm going to take out n and I'm going to put in 1. Again, order of operations from left to right. So I'm going to do multiply here. And I'm going to put down all that other stuff. And I can also do order of operations on this side. And that's multiplication. Now add and subtract from left to right. So I get 4 plus 2. If you want to subtract on the other side, you may, because it's like a separate problem. And then 4 plus 2 is 6. And that equals 6, so it works. And my answer is n equals 1. Let's move on. This one's a little bit different. You'll see why in a minute. I'm going to rewrite the original problem. And you're going to notice that on this side of the equal sign, that I've got a 2p and I take away 3p. Think of it as I have $2 in my pocket and my bill is $3. So what we're going to do on that is 2 minus 3 is negative 1p. Okay, and we want the 10 by itself. So to get 10 by itself, I'm going to subtract a p from each side. So negative 1 and negative 1 make negative 2p. So I'm going to add these two together, the negative 1 and negative 1. You can put a 1 in front of there if you'd wish. And so I get negative 2. I'm going to now divide both sides by negative 2. And p ends up giving me negative 5. I'm going to come over to the check. I'm going to write the original problem. Put in my negative 5. I'm going to multiply, and I would only do one multiplication at a time. So I'm going to go left to right. So I'm going to do this one. If you want to add the other side together, you should end up with 5 when you get done. Now I'm going to multiply these two, and I get negative 15, and you're going to notice I have that negative out front, so this comes down. And you're going to see I've got a chop, chop. So negative 10 plus 15 gives me 5. And the other side gives me 5. And it's a check. That is it for today. If you have any questions, please make sure you let me know.